It's Better You Week, and that includes feeling good emotionally. One of the important components, and one way to help you do that is to communicate effectively with the people in your life. Jeff Larson, San Diego's Cool Counselor, makes it affordable and fun for you to talk it out.
Hi, Renee.
How are you doing
How
today?
are you? Good to see you again.
I am great, and the reason that you're called the Cool Counselor is...
I'm so cool.
Duh! Well, I love your philosophy. I was spending some time looking at your website, and what you were saying is you want to make it less intimidating,
Absolutely.
you want to make it fun for people to come in, and you want them to know it's not so scary.
Yeah, you know, when I spent some time on the couch too, doing some counseling, and you know, it was really scary and intimidating for me. So when I became a counselor, my single goal was, let's make it very approachable, affordable, and comfortable, and actually fun. Who would ever think counseling is fun?
I don't think most people would, but you know, you're giving us a whole new paradigm.
It's not always fun, but many times it can be fun with me. So I really want to be, you know, the place that people go for fun, affordable counseling.
Getting to communicate effectively. Unfortunately, in a lot of families, that's not taught.
Absolutely.
And it's a skill that can be acquired.
Absolutely.
What are some of the starting points that we want to focus on?
Yeah, you know, good communication is the #1 problem that people come in for. So I like to keep it really simple. So I have 3 simple rules to fight fair, communicate well. They're simple, but they're not always easy. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Number 1.
Don't yell at me when you say that, Jeff. Gosh, I'm right here.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
I won't fight.
And don't laugh at this one. It's simple but not easy. So number 1 is don't fight when you're drinking.
See, I thought it was don't drink and dial. Oh, don't drink and, okay, don't drink and
don't
fight.
drunk dial either. So why do you think that's so important to not fight when you're drinking?
Well, I think that you're in an altered state and you may say things that you don't truly mean.
For sure. And you know, when clients come in and they have this problem, it's my #1 rule because the majority of clients that fight while they're drinking have really horrible fights. So I'll assign them like an assignment. I'll say, go home, watch one of those reality shows that we won't name, where everyone's in a house together and they're drinking, and watch them fight.
Not pretty.
It's not pretty.
Yeah, I think Snooki's proved that a few times.
So you busted it. You went ahead and named the show.
Keeping it current was one of your other tips about not bringing up past stuff.
That's a huge one.
Why is that so destructive in relationships?
That's a great question. So here's why. If you can always bring up past stuff that you've supposedly put to bed, you have what I call a never-ending debt. You know what I mean? So at any time, you and I are fighting, okay? Fair, always, I know, Renee. We'd never not fight fair. But let's say you bring out the time that I didn't take the garbage out a month ago. I always know you're going to be able to bring that up whenever you want. So then the fight turns into something else other than what it should be, which is the current issue.
So you may not feel, you or the person may not feel safe to bring up things because things in the past can be used against you.
Right, and you know, usually people don't bring up the garbage. They bring up really serious stuff from the past that supposedly has gotten worked out. So I tell clients, listen, bring all the past up in my office, okay? Bring up everything you want and then leave it with me.
That's where the professional comes in.
Exactly. That's why they pay me the big bucks.
Exactly. One of the other tips that I think is fascinating is, and I think as women, and I'm guilty of it as well, is not to mind read.
Big time.
Basically just asking, what are you thinking?
Yes.
And I know guys love, how are you feeling? That's a favorite question,
Oh
isn't
yeah,
it?
guys love that question. But yeah, mind reading is a big, huge problem. So I'll get this in my office. Well, if you don't know how I feel, then I'm not telling you. It's a big problem. You know, when in doubt, ask. So a lot of couples think they know exactly what their partner's feeling, but they don't. Sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't. So when in doubt, ask your partner.
What has been something, of course it's all confidential, you can use names anonymously, what has been something that has really surprised you when maybe you had a couple in your office and one said something to the other that the other had no idea about?
Oh, there's tons of examples. So I had one couple come in and they talked about their communication, and I said, well, how often do you guys call? And the one person said, call? And I said, yeah, like on the phone. And they're like, oh, we just Facebook. And I'm like, you only Facebook? And they're like, yeah, we chat on Facebook. And I said, well, how many times have you spoken on the phone? They'd been married 4 years. They said, I think 2 or 3 times. And the other person was like, I would like to call you all the time, and it's been a real problem for me. So communicating over Facebook, Twitter, text, does not work.
Does not work.
No.
Does not count, maybe.
Please pick up the phone and call, and don't fight over Facebook.
All right, that's another wonderful tip.
Yes.
One of the reasons why you were saying affordable, because a lot of therapists in town may charge $100 or more an hour, and you really cut that price down.
Well, I really try to be very accessible and affordable. So I am offering $75 sessions for anybody that wants to come in, and it's about half the price of a lot of counselors. So I think it's really accessible.
All right, Jeff Larson, he's fun, he's cool, and he's full of great information. Affordable Therapy, there's always information in Mission Valley, so not only cool, but you can get to him easily.
Thanks
so much. Have a wonderful
it's great
weekend.
To see you.
I'm not going to even fight with you,
Good.
fair or unfair.
Good
More information, you can always go to our website, san diego6.com, and click on San Diego Living.